Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist, that's a CBT therapist, and a licensed mental health counselor. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. To start with, this is for entertainment purpose only. All the facts of the case that I'm going to be speaking about is supposed to come from Lancashire Police, which we have got a lot of information and a couple of different timelines that kind of confused us, to be honest. We were told not to speculate. In this case, it's the case of Nicola Bulley. Nicola Bulley was reported missing on the 27th of January at 10 past 9. She was last seen at the River Tour Park. She dropped her children. She drove her children from Inskip, where she lives. It's a 10 minutes drive to St. Michael's. She dropped her children to school, allegedly, because we haven't got any evidence of that. And obviously that is something the detective will say for the case. We were told that Nicola was reported missing at 10 past 9. Her mobile later on the timeline changed to 20 past 9. It changed to quarter past 9. We know that there's no cameras in Garston Road. We know there's no cameras at the River Tour Park. That's the reason the police was very interested in dash cameras of any cyclists, motorcyclists and cars. We're talking about 700 cars drove that way. So somebody should have seen poor Nicola Bulley. Nicola, one of the witnesses that saw her first around 8:53, said that they saw Nicola and they knew Nicola. They saw Nicola with her dog. But what I find strange is that I've seen many interviews, and I've seen the interview that I put up with Emma White having a light brown dog. If I look at Willow, people look at colors in different way. I would have said he's a chocolate brown color dog with white patches. Actually has a lot of white, like my cat is black and white. So I wouldn't call him black and I wouldn't call him white either, because he has equally both in a way. But anyway, Nicola was seen with a brown dog. The description was Nicola, so it had to be a blonde woman. We've heard of the description of the clothes. But the question I have is, are the witnesses sure? Are they reliable? Are they trustworthy that they saw Nicola? Ron was one of the witnesses. He told Sky News that he found the mobile on the phone, he found the mobile on the bench, and he found Willow, and he thought that the person went to the loo. And then he said things started progressing. He said that Penny called my wife, and my wife called me, and Penny called my wife and told my wife to tie up the dogs. I assume his wife is one of the witnesses. She's the one in the red coat. Allegedly, that's what I've heard from many people, but I'm not sure. But it seems that way. And it's strange that the woman with the red coat seems to be everywhere. We saw in the Sky News interview, I pointed out you could see her from far. She was at the caravan park near that trail talking to maybe Penny. Strange thing is, Penny has never showed her face, besides when we've seen her in one of the YouTube videos and we saw how quickly she called the police. Obviously, it's her property, it's a caravan park. Nobody should be trespassing anyone's property. But then when Penny hasn't said a single word about this case, and the old man who saw Nicola last at 10 past 9 hasn't given a statement to the police. His wife gave the statement to the police, so I wonder where he was at that time. A red van was even said to be seen the day Nicola was missing, allegedly, but the police said that Nicola fell in the water. So they weren't interested in, definitely, once, we've never seen police coming with one hypothesis, but when they came with that hypothesis, it seems like the police stopped dealing with the investigation and finding out if there is a third party, which most likely there is. According to me, I would say not even 99%, 100% that Nicola Bulley did not fall in that river. There's enough proof to see we're not blind, we're not deaf. We are supposed to not speculate, but all the interviews we see of Emma White seems to be fishy, seems to be full of red flags, and she knows that. She clearly said in one of her interviews 2 weeks after Nicola was missing, she said no. She said Nicola could be, she may not be in St. Michael's. Her partner, Paul Ansel, said himself, like I repeated in the other clip that I just made, he said that I believe that Nicola isn't in the river because, although I hate to say it, we would have seen her clothes or some kind of clothing. Why was he interested in that? Why would you even think of that? If you said she's not in the river, why would you point out the clothes? So I think there's a lot going on here that needs to be investigated. I don't believe Nicola was in the river because it was too shallow. If she fell in the river, she would have been found where she was. And I just wanted to show y'all, let's see if I can do it 1 second. Yeah, I just wanted to show y'all, look at the background. Excuse the upstairs part where it's dark, it's a mobile itself. I don't know what's wrong with that one. But if you see this picture, you can see on the left-hand side, Nicola was found. On the right-hand side, near Rawcliff Road, you can see the psychic even standing there and pointing out towards the other direction. If you look at the other direction, you can see that the field is disturbed and there's a road behind there. So I wonder, was Nicola Bulley, how did she end up in this part of the river? And you can clearly see that the road is disturbed there. Whatever is going on there, something has happened, but we were more concentrated on Rawcliff. But there's another road there. About that, I'm very sorry about that, but I think you'll get my point. She's found on the right-hand side, but then again you have the field that is disturbed. And there's a road next to that field. And yeah, I'll need to find out what road it is. If y'all can help me, that would be really good, because I believe it's Gossin Road that leads to Marsh Farm. That's what exactly I believe. I'm not looking at Rawcliff Road, I'm looking at the other road because you can see cars passing and you can easily walk from where opposite the river where Nicola was found. You can walk where the disturbed road is right up to the motorway. So did somebody come at night and do this? Because you can even see clearly that the water is disturbed. The police should have opened a new investigation immediately, I believe, after Nicola was found there. And I'm sure they're doing it. I hope they're doing it for Nicola's sake. It's sad that Nicola is not here to speak for herself. That's the reason we, the public, are the voice of each other. We need to make sure that everyone's safe. We need to make sure, because we as the public, if we let things that we see a red flag and not answer properly, if we let it go, other tragedies would happen. That's what I believe. And Nicola's one, I take it personally because her confidentiality rights were breached as a counselor. I do not believe in that. I do not respect that at all. That was a cheap shot. And I know it was Paul who gave that to the police. If he really wanted Nicola found, he would have given that information earlier. But he decided to give this information now for whatever reason. And the sad thing is this will affect Nicola's children, his own children, for life. Wasn't it strange that when Nicola was found, Paul recorded himself and sent it to Sky News, I believe? And you could hear one of his daughters saying, "Daddy, Daddy." The helicopter, they're searching for mommy. And he says, yeah. Why was he up so early in Sunday morning roaming around pretending, allegedly, that he's looking after his daughters? Paul got me at the first interview when he came to the bench. And he got that interview with Channel 5 and many other channels were recording. Why would your partner say, all I care is about my daughters? Who's the daughter's mother? Isn't that Nicola? Who brought these two precious girls to the world? God and Nicola. His partner was dealing maybe with menopause issues. That is their private life. He shouldn't be putting it public out. What kind of a man does that? That is not a good spouse. That's not a good partner. If he really thought that this was valuable information, he should have put it out at the start, got it done with, so that there wouldn't be any speculations. But he decided to put it out later on. Why? To make Nikki look bad? Definitely. Every picture I see Nicola with a drink in parties, Emma has a drink too. Paul has a drink too. Pay attention to that. So Paul, if Nicola was alcoholic like you said, then what would you say about yourself? Because you seem to be carrying a drink too in the restaurants, outside the restaurants, with Emma. So why was Nicola labeled as though she had alcohol issues and menopause? Nicola looked like a fit person. May God bless her soul. She was carrying a Fitbit. She was training. She walks around a lot. She drives around. If she wasn't capable of looking after her children, the welfare would have been involved. She drove her children to school. So why is Paul saying she's an alcoholic and has menopause issues when he's letting her drive their precious daughters to school? Who knew that Nicola was going to be there that day? I believe all those people are red flags. All the witnesses that were there happened to be family. Penny, her sister. Ron, that's Penny's brother-in-law. Penny's daughter-in-law was there too, allegedly. That's what I heard. So what was happening near the bench? Was this a decoy that they were setting up, allegedly? Or was Nicola really there and something happened? And it got bad. It got so bad that they have to cover up. Allegedly. Because that does happen in real life. It's not something I'm making up. And that's the only thing that can make sense. Why was Nicola found on the side of the road? She was found in the river, but she was found in the Rives. 1 mile away from the bench. We have to think about that. I would say allegedly Nicola was put there. Because if Nicola was found in the river, she would have been found in the river by Peter Folding. We saw Peter Folding actually, he and his boat actually in the exact spot that Nicola was found. And he didn't find her. Neither did Lancashire police and the divers, and they were walking through all the banks. They were watching everything, even near the sea. So how come Nicola wasn't found? And all of a sudden, on a Sunday, Thursday, the police and Paul announced Nicola is issues like menopause and alcoholism. On Friday, Sky News does the timeline. Saturday, nothing happens. Searches were stopped for a while. Sunday, Nicola appears near Rawcliff Road on the other side of the river, not far from somebody's farm that we know, allegedly. Why was all the interviews conducted there? Why was it done with BBC News? Why wasn't it done with Sky News? Why was it done with Channel 5? I have nothing against Channel 5, but they're bigger mainstream medias. Why didn't Paul give the new CCTV cameras to the police? Why is he giving evidence to YouTubers? Like Gisela K. Why is Gisela K saying that Nicola's keys were found in her pocket. How does she know? Does she work with the police? I forgot she works with Paul and Paul's friend. That's how she got the fake CCTV footages. That is actually tampering with the case. So if Lancashire should be questioning anyone, they should be questioning Paul and Grizzly K. Grizzly K, Grizzly True Crime, and Grizzly K is the name, I guess, tried to sell us some CCTV footages to make everything more confusing. The first ones came from Emma, and then second one came from Grizzly True Crime, and she was trying to debunk Emma. So what is going on? Is Paul running the show, or is Emma running the show, or is Grizzly K helping them to run the show? I'm being honest today, because things are not right. Why is Grizzly K getting information, the information that needed to go to the police and to the mainstream news? Nicola deserves her justice. I don't believe Nicola was an alcoholic. I believe Nicola used to drink just like other people drink, on weekends and all, on holidays and all. She seemed to be always walking, training with her daughters and her dog. She was an active woman. If she had a drinking episode once or twice, that could have led someone like the spouse, the partner, to take advantage and say she was an alcoholic. If she was an alcoholic, she wouldn't be driving the children to school. And if Nicola was an alcoholic, the school would have made the welfare aware of it. They wouldn't have let Nicola drive her children drunk. The police would have been called in on the welfare. So why did Paul release these information to the police on Thursday and Nicola was found on the Sunday after? Did Paul know, allegedly, that Nicola was not coming back? Is that the reason? Is that the reason he gave out all these personal information? Why is Emma answering for Paul all the time about how he feels, how he deals with his daughter? Usually when somebody goes missing as a partner, the first thing you'd say is, I want to know where my partner is. That's the love of your life, the mother of your children. But Paul Ansel, all he kept on saying is, I don't know what to say. All I can think about is my children. All I can think about is my daughters. Of course, you're a father, you're a parent, the mother of your children is missing. You are going to say, and you are going to think about the safety, the protection of your daughters. I know that, as a mother and as a counselor. But where is the empathy of you not mentioning Nicola that day? You could have said, no, this is not like Nikki. Nikki would have been at home. Did you all hear what he said in the interview that I put up? He said, he told the reporter, I believe his name is Dan, in Channel 5, he said that, yeah, I didn't think much about it because I thought she would just come in because sometimes I would see her talking to Emma. And then he kept quiet. So he wasn't worried at the start because he said it's normal for Nicola once in a while to be talking to someone like Emma. Why would he mention Emma? So was Nicola talking to Emma that day? Did they have a fight allegedly? Did something go wrong? Nicola wouldn't walk near the riverbanks. That is what her parents said. They know her best. Paul is a partner. He said, Nicola, the river's not what happened. So what happened? The bench is not what happened either. So come on, Paul, give us more. The interview that he got was like, I don't know what to say. He should have got a tougher interview. BBC News should have taken over that interview. Seems like he was in control of the interview, and he didn't even mention Nicola until the reporter asked him, tell us about Nicola. She was nice, she was kind, everyone loved her. So that is the Nicola that we keep on hearing about. He didn't say Nicola would have alcohol issues, or Nicola had mood swings. And no, he said beautiful things about Nicola. So did Emma. So did the whole community. So Nicola did not look like she was irresponsible, or that she would slip by mistake and fall in the river, like Lancashire police are trying to tell us. Allegedly, I don't believe that. If she fell in the river, she would have been found in the river. This was not no accident. The river is not what happened, like Paul said. No, the river is not what happened. So find out what it is. The spot that Nicola was found in is a red flag. That should have opened up an investigation immediately. I believe somebody came at night on Saturday night, maybe. However, whoever, it had to be more than one person allegedly, who came and placed Nicola there, allegedly. Because Nicola wasn't in the river. So whoever placed Nicola was following everything on the TV, I personally believe. They watched on Friday the timeline. That is why they were so upset with Sky News, ITV News, which they didn't mention BBC. They mentioned those two channels, I think. And I tried to understand why. I was wondering why. Sky News did a good job for them. They did the timeline for them. Then I checked and I noticed ITV and Sky News were the ones who were giving us the information from the first second of Nicola being reported missing. They were giving us the right times that the police was giving them. So they didn't appreciate that Sky News was giving us the real deal. That's what I personally believe. And many other channels like GBN News, there are many channels that were giving out the right information. So why would you point out at the channels and call out their names like Sky News when they did a timeline and they tried to help the family? Why was Peter Folding's reputation put down? Why was he thrown out of the register list? He's entitled to work there. He did the family a favor by coming there for free and helping to find Nicola. Is this a thanks Peter's supposed to get? Peter Folding? They made him the faulty guy for nothing. Nicola's privacy was breached. Whatever happened on the 17th of January when the police came over to the house is important. Nicola could have had an episode. Nicola could have had a fit. Maybe Nicola was dealing with domestic violence. We don't know. The police knows. And why did the police deal with only one hypothesis? She fell in the river. She wasn't in the river. And then we are told not to speculate. How come a psychic found Nicola? Thanks to him that he found Nicola, but I just find that all red flags. Everyone was searching for Nicola and they couldn't find Nicola, but then a psychic came up. Wow, he found Nicola in a second. Was he told where Nicola was placed? Allegedly? There's so many questions, and I think most of the questions lie in where Nicola was found. Why wasn't the bench made a crime scene? People were sitting, eating, taking pictures, enjoying themselves. I even saw the superintendent, Sally Riley. I put up the clip saying that when they asked her why was in the bench, like put as a crime scene, she said it is a She said it was that Lancashire is a beautiful area in the part of the world, which is true. She said many people come to visit this area. We get many tourists, and then the community uses the area, so we can't close off these areas. Can you believe that? A human being is missing. A 45-year-old mother is missing. But the beauty of Lancashire is more important. Does that make sense? There could have been forensic evidence there. There could have been blood. There could have been anything there. Maybe Nicola had a bottle of water or something and she left it there. Why weren't they making that whole scene a crime scene? I think that is what got half of the world's attention. It did not make sense. Did something happen to Nicola on the 26th, maybe? Allegedly. Back to speculating. This is for entertainment purpose only. We have nothing else but to speculate. Because everything we see in this case does not make sense. This is baffling, seriously. Baffles me all the time to find out what exactly happened that day. Because we don't see any friends of Nicola having empathy, crying. Emma cried one day and it was so fake. That's my opinion. Was Nicola's job involved? Allegedly was Paul involved? Because he knew where his wife was. Paul said he called her WhatsApp. He said he called her phone. Why didn't Ron and all those pick up? Whoever was in the bench. But Ron had the energy, motivation to take the phone and take it to the primary school. Was the primary school the police or was the primary school the crime scene? Very strange. He took the mobile. Sky News said he took the mobile to the primary school. Why would Ron do that? And then Penny called. She's the chain leader, and told her sister to tie up the dog. Willow was dry. So what happened to Nicola? I wish Willow could talk. Did you see when the reporter asked Paul imagine if he could talk? Paul was like, let's change the subject quickly. Paul is too busy. He said that, and I repeated that in my previous clip. Paul said that the river's not what happened, and I don't think Nicola's in the river, although I hate to say it, we would have found a piece of clothing or something by now. Very interesting. For me, it seems like half of the community know what happened. They just don't want to say. And I feel sorry for Nicola's children because they deserve to know the truth. It sounds like Nicola Bulley was a blessed person who loved her children, who loved life, who loved her work. I don't believe she was alcoholic. And even if she had alcohol issues, her partner and family should have sought help. Maybe they did. We've heard all kind of rumors, but as a therapist, I wish she got the right help. I wish I was in Lancashire. I could have given her therapy. I really mean it from my heart. It's really sad that somebody's life was cut and shortened. And we don't even know if there was a third party involved. But I believe there's a third party involved. Nicola would have been found. So many people were in the water. Police divers, the rescue team, the fire brigade team from Lancashire. But then a couple of hours, they scrutinized the river. That's why Paul was saying, we need to scrutinize the outdoors, the car parks. He was talking about different places. And Paul would know because he walks there, just like Nicola. And Paul is known in the neighborhood, so I'm sure he's born and breeded in Lancashire. That's why I feel sorry for Nicola, because she's from Essex. I wonder if this allegedly was a decoy. Peter got fired, or he got thrown out of the rescue list because he said Nicola wasn't in the water. He said the truth. And Lancashire police did not know how to handle the truth. They threw him out, which is unfair. This whole case needs to be investigated, I believe, properly. I hope Peter Folding gets back to the list, because SGI team and Peter Folding are excellent in what they do. And the main thing I've noticed is, why didn't Lancashire police have a proper PR? Why didn't they have proper press that spoke for them? Like, example, like Brian Koberger's case in Ida, Moscow. They had a PR who was always speaking for the police. Why didn't Lancashire police have that? They were giving us confusing messages, confusing timelines being changed, witnesses being found, and one of the witnesses said she didn't even see Nicola, the one with the pram, allegedly. So what happened to Nicola? Did they just see a blonde woman with a ponytail and a dog and assume that was Nicola? Because I can see so many blonde women with ponytails and dogs, like Emma, like Heather, like Jill Patcher. Many of them have their dogs. Emma has a brown dog, a light brown dog. You can see that. And I would say Emma's dog is more brown than Nicola's, because Nicola's dog, Willow, is dark chocolate brown and white. So which dog was seen, which person was seen? All we know for a fact is that Nicola's mobile moved to the bench. Who moved it? Why is Ron looking so unpleasant and uncomfortable to talk to Sky News? Even the joke he gave the reporter wasn't funny. He said, "Oh, do you live here?" It's like, basically, can you all please go? We need this to be closed. Nicola fell in the river and that's it. That's what they wanted. Ron knows, Ron's wife knows. Penny knows, her daughter-in-law knows, her whole family knows. The tall man who did not go to the police to give his statements knows more than he's saying. He was the last person to see Nicola at 9:10. Did he have an argument with Nicola? Allegedly a question? I'm just asking. Did something happen that progressed all this? Like Ron said, things started progressing. What progressed? Did a fight happen? Did something happen? Did a cover-up happen? Why wasn't the bench made a crime scene? All these questions needs to be answered. Why was Nicola found only 1 mile away from where she was supposed to have fallen in? Why was she found near Rawcliff Road? If you look at the other side, like I said, the ground is disturbed. So somebody could have brought Nicola from that side and put her in. It makes a lot of sense, because when you look at how it is made, you'd understand. You can even see the water. It's like going from that part of the field, opposite side, to where Nicola, unfortunately, was found. Most of these people Of course, note that there's no cameras in Gosting Road. Was this planned? Why is Nicola's reputation being destroyed when she's not here to defend herself? The police made the decision to let it out, to tell the public, but it was Paul. The detective Rebecca Smith said clearly it was Paul who gave her that information that Nika had alcohol issues and menopause. And he's supposed to be the partner. He's supposed to be protecting Nicola, his partner, the love of his life. And even if he thinks that Nicola ain't coming back, he should have been protecting the image for his daughters. Justice for Nicola Bulley. If she fell in the water, then it's very unfortunate, but I don't think that's what happened. There was a third party involved, according to me, and this is for entertainment purpose only. I believe there was a third party involved. I'm not pointing out names, I'm not saying out who, but I'm just saying all the red flags I see. Penny doesn't want to even come and talk. The old man never spoke. So what happened to Nicola Bulley? What happened to Nicola that day? Please leave a comment. Thank you for all your comments. I'll try and answer them all. I love my subscribers and my viewers, especially the comments you leave behind, because they're so interesting. I learn from you all too. In this case, to be honest, nobody has evidence. So when they tell us not to speculate, I find that strange. Because you tell a person not to speculate when you give them evidence. So I hope they solve this case. Where's Nicola's Fitbit? Where's Nicola's keys? Where's Nicola's purse? Where's the dog's collar, I believe? How did Nicola's phone move to the bench? Nicola didn't move it. Did it fall on the field? Did someone hurt Nicola in the field, allegedly? Was the phone moved to the bench? And why did it take them almost 1.5 hours to call the police? Do you all see that? This is a decoy. This is a setup, allegedly. Because if you want somebody to be found and you love your missing person, you would be the first to call the police. You would be trying to get any airtime on any channel so that you get the message across that your loved one is missing. Paul had that chance, and the only thing he said is, all I can think about is my daughters. He didn't mention Nicola. Usually a partner would have said, oh my God, where's my wife? Where's my partner? Where's Nikki? Where's the love of my life? How could this happen? I'll have to answer my daughters. All I can think about right now is my daughters. But where's my girl? Where's my woman? Where's the love of my life? Where's the mother of my children? That didn't happen. He was even giggling in the interview, if you'll remember. That was a red flag interview. The first interview was worse than the second one. The second one, he had more confidence because he was in Marsh Farm. He wasn't out on the road. It was 2 weeks later, so he knew he could wait and set up the timing. And he chose Channel 5 because he knew that he wouldn't get tough questions. What does Paul mean by, I don't believe she's in the river? I hate to say this, but no clothing was found. Was he expecting some clothing to be found? Was he expecting keys to be found? Was he expecting a ring to be found? What does he mean by that? And he looked very comfortable and confident saying that. He even said that I talk to the family every day. I talk to Louise. That's Nicola's sister. And the river's not what happened. So what is Paul and Louise telling each other? What is Paul and Emma telling each other? Because Emma said it in an interview with the red jacket when she was telling us, we don't want hyper forces and we need evidence and do not call the police unless you have evidence and facts. Emma White, we don't go according to you. I'm begging, pleading for the people in Lancashire, if you're hearing, if you were driving down Gosson Road, please, please do it for Nikki's sake. Please give those dash cameras to Lancashire police. Let Nicola's children find out the truth, that their mother was a lovely mother who loved them. Let Nicola rest in peace and get her justice. And that can be only done with the people that had dash cameras. And you know what I would say to people in Lancashire? Not only dash cameras from the 27th, look at your dash cameras from the whole week. Nicola could have disappeared on the 26th, 25th, 24th. We don't know because there's no evidence. And I ain't going to trust these people who are involved in this case, whether they're friends or whether they're the partner. Because just listening to the interviews are all full of red flags. So justice to Nicola, and have a good evening, guys. I hope something new comes up. If you're wondering why I have so much clips of Nicola Bulley's case, it's because I thought since this case, the timelines have been changed from the start to go to each and every clip that has been made in each and every interview. And it has helped me. I hope it has helped you all too. Please leave it in the comments because then I would know if you're on the same page. The good thing is we can agree to disagree in respectful terms. I'm sure some people believe that it was just an accident, and that is all right. Because it could have been an accident, but I don't believe the accident happened in that place. The bench is a decoy. We need to be focusing on where Nicola was found, because that wasn't far from where the interview was done. The field over there across the river, I've said 10 times, has the earth, the ground has been disturbed. You can see that. So what happened there? Did 3-4 people walk down there with someone, allegedly, or with something? Because that place is properly disturbed. Nicola was away for 23 days. Isn't it strange the bench has the number 23? Then you have 23 near, what is it called? Yeah, basically on the other side of the river near the sea. So what's happening with this number 23? Nobody talks about that, but that's important. I wonder how long the bench had that number 23. Was it just a coincidence that Nicola was found on the 23rd day? A lot of things don't make sense. And I don't see any partner crying for the other partner. Paul could have dropped his children to school every day and helped with the search. That is the mother of his children. That's supposed to be his partner. So was there domestic violence issues? Was there something going on? Or was there third party? Please like, share, and subscribe. And this is for entertainment purpose only. These are my thoughts. These are my feelings that I wanted to share with my subscribers. Some of it is speculations, obviously, because we don't have the facts, but most of it is evidence. Most of the things I'm talking about is interviews from Paul, interviews that things he has said, things Emma White has said, Nicola's friend, things Heather has said, although she shows more empathy. So, justice to Nicola. Have a good evening. And please like, share, and subscribe. I've noticed I'm getting a lot of viewers, and I really appreciate it. And I would have really appreciated if you'll just put the thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything. And just to tell you a bit about my channel, I haven't thought of, honestly, many people have asked me, why don't you do live streams? I don't know what to do live streams. I have a busy schedule. And then on top of that, it's just like, I don't like live streams. I started in YouTube before I had this platform. I was a mod, many channels, and I used to watch all the live streams and everything in cases like Summer Wells and the California City Boys. But I've noticed live streams is just, I don't know. People are different, but for me, live streams is a nuisance at times because it makes us, there's more speculations that come into the case, and then that spoils the real evidence and the real timelines. Live streams is more about people, yeah, people getting to know each other on the live streams. But then what is sad about the live stream is if you own the channel, it depends on what you want. And you can take control. There are many good channels that have live streams, but I don't want to be the one to spoil any case for any human being that I'm trying to get justice for. By making live streams, of course, you can get super chats, I'm monetized, I can get money from YouTube. But I just wanted to share with you all. Although I'm monetized for the last 2 months, I don't take any money from YouTube, and I don't intend to make live streams. I don't need any super chats, thank God. I'm healthy, wealthy, and wise. I can work for my money, so I don't believe in making live streams. But that doesn't mean that live streams are not good. People have different tastes. I don't go into live streams. I'm more busy with the case that I follow. I start researching, watching every clip, see what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, analyze it in the cognitive behavior perspective, because that is important. Cognitive is your thoughts, that leads to emotions, and that leads to reactions of your behavior. So things, when I see red flags and point out red flags, I think that is from all the counseling, from all the active listening, from watching things that make sense, things that doesn't make sense, a person's way of breathing. A very good example is the first interview Paul did. You could see his breathing. He was breathing heavy. People can say, yeah, it's anxiety, he just lost someone, he's the love of his life. But that breathing could be something else too. So such things you should always pay attention to, especially pay attention to the words that come out of people's mouth. Active listening is one of the best skills and one of the most important skills in counseling. If you just active listen all of them, all the nonsense will come out. You see things that don't make sense. So have a good evening and a good night, and have a blessed week. And please leave your comments. I'd like to thank all my subscribers, all my viewers, all the people who leave comments. I appreciate it. Most of us have almost the same ideas of this case, and some of us do not believe that there was a third party, that this was an innocent act that Nicola fell, unfortunately, in the water, and that I can believe if Peter Folding, the divers, the police divers, the rescue teams, if they weren't searching day and night in that area and the whole of the river, they scrutinized the river. And like Paul said, the river's not what happened. So let's find out what it is. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a good night. Bye.